All right, hello everyone again. It's Alexander and Kara here for another comic chat. It's starting to get cold, which means it's starting to get spooky, which means it is spooky Halloween creepy comic edition. It's going to be for the next few episodes because we love creepy Halloween comics. And so Kara's going to go first with a comic by one of my all-time favorite authors.
And that author is Joe Hill. He does a lot of popular horror fiction, and he's also known as the son of Stephen King. This comic is Lock and Key, which you might recognize from Netflix. And the basic premise here is these three kids and their mom move across the country because their dad was murdered. So they move in with their uncle, and his house may or may not be haunted. But the youngest kid, Bode, he discovers this door that when he walks through it, he turns into a ghost, like temporarily. And then there are more mysteries that kind of unfold here. So I like this because it's a real spooky, creepy kind of mystery with a lot of those like really classic horror elements in it. And it is available on Hoopla, and you can get it as a physical copy in our libraries as well.
So my first kids comic that's super creepy is called Margot, or The Creepy Case Files of Margot Malou by Drew Wang. I discovered Drew Wang years ago, and I was really happy he started doing kids comics. So it's about Charles, who moves into a new town called Echo City. And it turns out the building he moved into is haunted, and he needs someone to help him out. And that's what Margot Malou does. But she's not like a monster fighter. She's a monster mediator. And that gives you really fun little episodic situations. It always ends in a neat little twist. Plays with a lot of misconceptions about why ghosts haunt where they do, why trolls take possession of what they do. Lots of neat creatures, lots of creepy situations, lots of jokes. You can get this as in a physical copy. I believe he publishes snippets of this online on his own website as well. So definitely look into this. There's 2 in the series. And then the next one that I have to talk about, I'm going very quickly through these. The Witch Boy by Molly Ostertog. This is a really good series. There's 3 out right now. The premise of this one is Astor's family. Everyone has magic, but the boys are shapeshifters and the women are witches. Just happens to turn out, though, that Astor is a boy who has an extreme aptitude and interest in witchcraft. So you see a lot of playing around with gender roles and expectations. Just kind of like the whole idea of like, I'm like at one point, the villain is even notices that it just assumes he's a shapeshifter, and it actually works to his advantage to then be super talented with witchcraft. I also just like witchcraft is kind of like the old school rituals and runes and naming magic, kind of like Wizard of Earthsea. Really into this series. Was very excited. Midwinter Witch is the new one. Just came out. Well, it probably came out like a year ago, but time means nothing, so I think it just came out. But also, pick this up at the library, physical copies. I believe it might be available via Hoopla, but don't quote me on that one. This one I just happen to have around. So, and then Kara with the last one.
Those are both definitely going on my list. I love the idea of turning those like regular expectations about monsters on their heads.
Yeah, Margot Malou is super funny too. I really dig it.
And funny monster stories are kind of the best. And that goes into my next one, which is an adult horror humor type story. It's called Count Crowley. And basically, the idea behind this is you've got this sort of like misunderstood journalist. She's also kind of an alcoholic. So she's getting in trouble all the time for lots of different things. And she gets moved to sort of a new gig as a creature feature host. And right after this, as she's like dressed up in this way as like for the creature feature, she gets attacked by a werewolf and sort of drawn into this mystery of like all these other vampires who are attacking her because they think she's someone else. And then when she tries to tell people about it, they don't believe her because of her history. One of the things I love about this is just the featuring all the different kinds of monsters. So it's a real monster mashup. It's a romp. Does deal with a lot of adult issues like alcoholism, but for adults, it was a really enjoyable read. It's only available on Hoopla, but it is a 2020 release, so it's brand new.
This looks extremely up my alley too.
Yeah.
I love B-movie stuff. It always cracks me up. That wraps up kind of the lightning round of spooky comics. We're going to get through it because we've got more episodes of more spooky comics coming, because I think we've all been extremely excited for Halloween and spooky stuff. We need this good, pure fun right now, just as everyone else. So we will see you very soon with more spooky comics. Be sure to, of course, comment about any spooky comics you like, you maybe want to throw our way and have us talk about or read. We love all of that. So thank you guys for watching as always.